It is Sunday, July the 19th. 5 days time, it becomes a legal requirement to wear a mask when you go shopping. So coronavirus still very much a thing, and the restrictions because of it still very much in force. Yet, despite that, somehow it is race day. Somehow Forest Warrior are sticking on their race today. Forest Warrior is what? Well, it's not the 90s Chuck Norris classic where he turns into a bear at one point. It is an obstacle course race. It's the very first one I ever ran last year. It's what got me hooked on obstacle course racing for the whole of 2019. It is going to be a very different event today because of the rules. I'll explain more on how they're going to do that later. So fueling for today. It is a short run, 6 miles, 10k. Now on the road that'll be under 45 minutes. It's off-road, so who knows? Somewhere between probably 50 minutes and just over the hour, I would guess, depending on how hard the course is. An hour-long run, it's not something I would normally fuel for specifically, as long as I ate normally the day before, which I did. Now, if I'm at home and I'm just focusing on not eating until the afternoon, because I might be doing some sort of 16-8 fasting or something, or I'm just wanting to run fasted in the morning, I don't mind being hungry. But I don't really want to be hungry and having all the nerves of racing as well and the stress of getting there. That's just too much going on. So I've had a very small amount of food already, about half hour ago. 20 grams of oats, 20 grams of whey protein, just mix it up, sorted. I've also got about 250, 300 calories and a ton of electrolytes in my pre-run drink, which I'll chug down before I get there. So I should arrive ready to run, feeling good, but not full of food, which would be perfect. During the run itself, I've got a couple of sports jellies from Mountain Fuel. Placebo effect, to be honest, on a short run like that, but I will take any effect I can get. So that's the plan. Okay, so in terms of kit, I've got my jet wash and my big box to throw all my dirty crap into as well. So normally I would run an obstacle course race in these, my mud claws. As I run in ultra trainers, which are big wide toe box shoes, my feet have got wider and stronger, which is good, but they no longer fit properly in my mud claws. So they are too small. Because of that, towards the end of last year, I bought these Innovate trainers, which are slightly wider than the mud claws, and they fitted lovely. I tried these on yesterday. They don't fit. My foot has got too big for this shoe. They just don't, they're not in tight, they just don't fit. So I'm stuck with wearing my Kings. These are fine apart from the fact they are falling apart. However, I'm also going to take my Lone Peak Ultras, which are a lovely, comfortable shoe. I love them, but they are getting very, very low on grip. They didn't have a huge amount in the first place. They're good for dry off-road stuff. If it's wet and slippy, I will wear these and hope they stay together. If it is dry, I will wear these and hope I don't fall on my arse. That's the shoe plan. It amazes me how few people wear gaiters on their shoes. The gaiter just covers up the entrance to the foothold on the shoe to stop stones and crap going inside and getting under your feet. But more important than that, on a mud run, when you pull your foot out of mud, mud goes in the shoe often comes off your feet. Seriously, I've seen so many people lose shoes in mud. If you've got a gaiter on there, it just makes pulling your foot out of the mud easier. So, got my gaiters, got everything, I think. They want us to run in a face covering, or at least have a face covering available. So I bought a red camouflage one because it kind of matches my red top. How sad is that? My plan is to wear it in a sort of Rambo bandana style-y and then pull it down. Right, they normally have water stations. They've said there will be one unmanned water station. I'm taking my little tiny 250ml water canister in my running belt, which also allows me to carry the gels. So, running belt. I think I'm good to go. Okay, so we are here. The sun is out, which is awesome. It looks nice and dry, quite quiet at the moment. Need to get my gear on, get my number, and get running. Done. Feel good, which is convenient because while I was running, I just remembered that I'm supposed to be doing a virtual run challenge thing this week for Rat Race, which involved doing 45 kilometers between Monday and today, Sunday. I had only done 3 runs this week because I was taking it easy for this. So it's a good job that I do feel quite all right. Proper race assessment when I get home. For now, some snacks and driving. Home, tidied up, had a bite to eat. Now we're going to get out and do 16.6k, which is how many I have got left in order to do this 45k rat race challenge thing. Going to drive to a local nature reserve, run around there because Jen wants to come. It's a long run Sunday, so I do that with her. That won't be 16.6k, so when we finish there, she'll drive home, I'll run home, which will hopefully make up the distance. And then a bit of a breakdown on the run today, which I have almost entirely recovered from. A few cuts and bruises, but nothing too serious. Hopefully, need recovery shoes for sure though. Feet are exhausted. How long you got to go?
50 seconds.
50 seconds, boys. Okay, when she's finished that, I am on 7k, so I've got to do 16.6. 16.6 minus 7. 10, I've got to do 10k. If there were any doubt about the ability of TrainerRoad to improve my fitness, I just ran home, 10k dead, and did it in 44:31. Last year, sub 45 was pretty much impossible for 10k. That would have been a dream time. And today I've done the obstacle course race through the woods, which was tough. Obviously the run with Jen, which wasn't particularly fast, but I'm still out and about and running. And then immediately 44:31. So, getting fitter and faster as well. It's Tuesday, medal is out, and so are the results. 139 runners in total. I was 5th, so super happy with that. And great just to be out running and racing with other people again. Was it 100% safe the way they ran it? No, doesn't need to be. It's an obstacle course race. You could fall over and break your neck, but it felt perfectly safe enough. In fact, in terms of social distancing, there was more social distancing going on there than I've seen in the supermarket. And given you can go to the pub and you can go to McDonald's, it'd been very unfair if they couldn't have run that race with a relatively 140 small number of people spread out. They had us go off in groups of 6, 2 minutes apart. It felt very, very safe enough. I felt comfortable doing it completely. And it was just great, as I say, to be out running again. They made good use of natural obstacles. They didn't do stuff like monkey bars and rope climbs. They didn't want people touching the same thing over and over again, for obvious reasons. But trees to clamber over, ditches to wade through, streams to jump across, some good hill climbs thrown in there, lots of mud sections and some deep mud as well. Shoes stayed on the feet though, so gaiters worked perfectly. A very, very good course and a good distance as well. 51 minutes my time, so under an hour, meant I could push the whole way. And actually last year I wouldn't have done that. Last year I know I'd have got to the top of hill climbs, the ground would level off, and I'd think, good, I can get my breath back. This time round, my improved fitness, get to the top of a hill, level ground, I think great, and I can actually make some time up here and push on hard. I pretty much ran, and I mean ran as in let's get a move on ran, the whole thing, hence did quite well on the position. So fitness improving, great course, and all my kit worked perfectly, everything from the jet wash to clean myself up with afterwards, to taking my little water bottle, which actually proved very convenient indeed. My plan during the race within my group of 6 was to try and stay with the first couple of guys. The guy that actually won the whole thing was the first guy in our pack, and he just buggered off and disappeared. So I sat behind the guy that was in second, and I could not get past him until we came to the water station. I didn't need the water, had my own. So he veered off with the water, I shot off, didn't need to stop, and put some real distance on him as quickly as possible. In my head, I was thinking, he is now gutted. He now can't keep up with me as long as I put a big gap in there. It's very, very hard to chase someone down if you're not on their shoulder. If you can get on their shoulder though, it's very easy to get pulled along. So I wanted to put some distance between us. Again, in my head, I'm thinking, he's going to be gutted. I can now really pull out a lead here. In reality, he probably doesn't even notice that I'm there, but it's a good motivator for me. So the water thing worked great. All my fueling worked perfectly. I didn't feel hungry at all. No cramps, just everything was just spot on. And it also just shows the beauty and the ease of running and getting better at running. Last year I did Forest Warrior. I was just in the middle somewhere in terms of times. I was just park running at the time, and again, just coming in the middle of a park run group. Now, I'm not winning this thing by any stretch, but I'm getting close to the top. And that's just from running on a regular basis. Nothing more scientific to that. Just get out and run a lot with a little bit of common sense. Don't just go and Forrest Gump it, but get out regular basis, run and run and run, and you get better at running. I mean, it sounds obvious, but it's just great to see it actually take effect. And that is it. It's a nice little test, 7 weeks into using TrainerRoad to show that the whole thing is working and I am getting fitter. What's next? 3rd of August, gym's open. 10th of August, swimming pool's open, so I can finally go and feel like a triathlete. That's next on the agenda. Maybe a bit of bike news as well next time. In the meantime, nothing else other than a couple of pairs of 2 small trainers for eBay.